Okay. Are we good? Let's see. Okay. Taking a second. Yeah, man. Oh, are we good? Okay. I think that's good. Maybe? Yeah, that looks fine. Okay. Hey there, everyone. BitBitPath789 here. And we're back today with a bit more GregTech. Yeah, so last episode we finished up this. And yeah, that was really about it. Today, I think it's about time we get all of this rerouted and fixed. First things first, though, I want to finish like the walls and everything for this. Still just going to be doing stone for now, but we will be changing that out to something a little bit fancier at some other point in time. This is more just kind of a proof of concept. Okay, so yeah, I don't know. Oh, hi there. Let's do that. Um, and getting a little bit of lag. Interesting. Hmm, slightly concerning, but is what it is, I suppose. Okay. Or centrifuge to kill copyright, or go there, and let's do that. And I'll take out you. All right. Cobalt dust. There we go. I know that's not even. There we go. Boom. Okay, you are cobalt. Probably ought to move you to in here, but we're good for now. Ba, 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 ba. All right, you know what? We're fine. Hi, Poleek. How are you doing? Hey, there's a first stack. Eh, more or less. Oh, now here's the question: is how do we want to do this? Definitely think I want the 3x3 entrance there. Um, let's see. Probably, well, definitely going to need to go that high. Then I think I kind of want the rounded top. So, yeah, so today, since I know you just joined, we're going to be working on just making this look a little bit better. As you can see, the pipes look a lot cleaner now. Still have to fix this, of course, but that's to be done in a minute. Actually, could I lower that? Whoop. Ooh, still have to get around that, though. Yeah, we're gonna need that. It'll be good. But yeah, we're just gonna be making everything look a little bit fancier, cleaning up a lot of the area around here because it's really necessary. Um, oh, that is a prospect scanner, not a building gadget. What am I doing? And yeah, so not a lot of progress is probably gonna end up being made today. Hmm. Actually, you know what? I kind of want to round off these corners as well. And this is not what this is going to look like finally. Like I'm going to be doing uh I'm definitely going to have something that looks a little better than just stone, but at the moment I'm more concerned with just shapes and layouts and then going back and fixing everything else, right? So that's the plan at the moment. Let's do gate. Let's grab you. And there. Yeah, the water's a little annoying. Right, and we can finally remove these as well. I'm probably also going to end up making some new tools, at least a new drill, because there's no way this one's going to last much longer. So it's highly likely that's going to happen today as well. Okay, got those. I am completely full. Throw you in there, and you in there. Okay, looking good. Let's get these down. Well, yeah, definitely still gonna have to go through and fix a lot of things, but for now, I think we're looking okay. Okay, we can do that. Take out those. You are also gonna be moved. And there. So, let's see. Probably want to clean out my inventory a little bit. Just a little bit. Let's see. Get rid of that. We can get rid of that. The bronze rods can definitely be gotten rid of. Charcoal can be thrown to, not to in there, apparently. Throw you in there for now, I guess. Throw you in there. Ba -da -ba -da -ba. And those can go there. And to there. Okay. I'm hoping once we get this, like, somewhat sectioned off, then we get all of this cleaned up, then we get those pipes all cleaned up, then with all of that done, we will be in a position to where we're actually set up to continue on through MV. Because that is kind of the, overall goal. I definitely want to start pushing for silicone soon, because that is going to be massive, if for no other reason than giving us access to AE2. That's where all the charcoal went. But, uh, yeah, we're not doing that until we get things actually organized and ready to progress. So, oh, there we go. So, you do know a good bit about GregTech. Do you happen to know if diesel is... Oh, yeah, man. If diesel is the best fuel for the jetpack? Because I've been burning raw oil. I tried to use some light fuel, but it didn't work. Not entirely sure why, but because it didn't work, I just kind of assumed, okay, well, most things aren't going to work. The only reason I'm mentioning diesel here is because looking at the actual jetpack, the liquid fuel actually uses diesel. Now, obviously, we'll eventually get the electric thruster, and yeah, but like power thrusters, we could actually. Oh wait, yeah, we're gonna need probably a better melter. We could actually do this though. We could do that right now. Huh. Hold up. That is totally doable. Okay. Not going to get distracted. Not going to get distracted. We're going to get this done first. But I'm still curious whether diesel is the best for the liquid. Given it's in JEI, I kind of assume that it is, but that is really just kind of an assumption, right? I don't really know. Hey, okay, can just do this manually. Don't really need to do this manually, to be fair. Where's my stone? All right, and there we go. Almost there. Emphasis on almost. Okay, and we're probably just going to do a flat roof. Again, this is less looking extremely aesthetically good. It's more so a matter of just actually having something, right? Literally anything. We're definitely going to need more cobblestone, though. You're out of steam, aren't you? Yeah, stone. What else can do this? Can do stone plates. Huh. We could stick it into the. We can stick it into that. Not entirely sure why stone bricks are popping up. Uh, well, that's great. Uh, you know what? Let's do a stone ring here, and then let's make the middle part cobblestone. Because why not? Also, there's no way 61 stone covers all of that. Hmm. I wonder if there's anything I could chisel for cobble. Let's see, shall we? Realistically, I probably should have chiseled the other stone, but if I had done that, I wouldn't have wanted to do anything else. Oh, wait, really? Hold up. Huh. That's interesting. Yeah, I guess let's do this or this. Yeah, this. Yeah, the more I chisel it, the less I'm going to want to take it down. So for the sake of upgrading this later, I'm just not, or trying not to anyway. Oh, this is so nice. Just instantaneous, it feels like. Okay, let's put a couple of torches up here. Try to reduce mob spawns. There. And then let's actually get this place torched up properly. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There. We'll stick one here for now. Then we can do, I guess, one there, one there. No, let's make that even. Something more like that. Okay. So maybe it would make more sense to put them at the top. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know. This is good. Hmm. Need a little bit more light here. So we're just gonna have a pair of torches there and there, I guess, for now. That'll be changed later. But okay. We now have a full-on power production facility. Now, I do want to reroute these pipes just a little bit to make it look a little less like this, but after that we'll be done. So the question then becomes, where do I want all of these to go in at? I kind of want to be able to duplicate this. So even if it takes more pipes in the long run, I think it makes sense to go ahead and actually figure out where everything needs to be inputted and outputted. So what needs to be put in? What needs to come out? Water obviously needs to go in. We have wood tar coming out. And then we have steam coming out. Uh, I think that's it, right? Yeah. So we obviously have steam coming out over here potentially. We can here. Let's do this. Let's figure this out. Steam casing out. Okay, so that was going to be an output. Let's. All right, you know what? Let's do this. Going to do that, and we're going to put you there. Okay, so now we can have an output here. Actually, could we try to fit all three into here? And I think the wood tar makes more sense over there. But we can definitely have a steam output somewhere around here. Might make more sense for this to be there, right? Yeah, then we'll have a pipe going there. Okay, so let's grab. Okay, what pipes do we want to use for water? I actually think I want to stick with wood pipes for the water, just because I need something to use them for. And given the ridiculously low uh, fluid like water rate that's necessary to keep these running, they only need like 1 liter of water every 2 seconds. That's easy. So I think it makes sense to have these be wood pipes. All right, those are going to be wood pipes. Um, Definitely a little concerning. Out. Yeah, so that's fine. So this is going to be all wood. Where do we want them going in and out from, though? That's the question. So we could have, I definitely think I want to have the wood tar coming out here. So let's have steam going out there. And then this is right, this is 16 by 16. So let's just have water going in right here, I think. No real rhyme or reason for it other than it's close to where the steam output will be, and yeah. Okay, so we we're gonna have the water probably go up instead and then come back down. Let's get this actually all hooked up before we do anything though. As for the steam, Ooh. We actually might want multiple steam outlets here, right? Yeah, I'm thinking we're gonna want multiple steam outputs. Oh yeah, so we could have two steam outputs there, water input here, and then two steam outputs here. Yeah, that would actually be okay. Somewhat matches. Let me put a. I'm just gonna put wooden fluid pipe there, just so I know. So we're going to need these, right? They're gonna have to be small. The tiny ones work for inside, but that's about it. Oh wait, no, out. Sorry, tiny ones don't even work for inside because we moved to steam, not to gas, right? Each one of these should be outputting 200 liters of steam per tick, uh, if these things are running at 100%. Also, oh, you're totally full on wood tar. Okay, okay, okay. What do we do? We need to remove wood tar. Except that I kind of accidentally, or not accidentally, it was on purpose, but I destroyed this. Yikes. Well, we can put you back for sure. Um, but we don't have a transformer. Let's wait. What all do we have? We have pin cable. We have the copper cable. But we don't have an LV hull. Okay, temporary fix. I know, I do this a lot. Oh no, that's over lava, right? That's always a pain. Okay, Yeesh. Don't care to do this, but right now getting this thing working is definitely more important. Um, Now how do I get to you? Question. Ooh, never liked doing this, but what choice do I have? Uh, bu- 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 Where are my wire cutters? So we can do that, then do that, and there, then you are going to go here, right? Okay, let's do that. Then let's throw you back on. And we'll just end on a treat it, I suppose. All right, there's the raw oil. And you are out of power, right? Because of this, right? We don't have any steam. Ah, all right. Let's get just temporarily, let's grab a steam boiler or something. Just now, steam boiler won't even come close. We need to get a steam output. Which means we're gonna need a lot of aluminum pipes. But in order to do the aluminum pipes, we need this. Oh no, here we go again. So we have an advanced gas turbine here. Okay, yeah, advanced gas turbine. We can out. No, 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 no. Okay. let's temporarily disable you. Because I'm gonna want. Oh, what did I need? Oh, the distillery, right. Didn't I have an extra distillery somewhere? Where did I put that? Here, advanced distillery. Okay, we can. Ooh, I do need some way to power it. Maybe a basic gas turbine? Okay, whatever. We'll figure that out. This is going to be moved, but for now, let's have the advanced distillery benzene to be put to here, and then we just need to get it over here. For now, we're going to do this. And there. Now we just need you to actually be powered. Ah, da, 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 ba, ba, ba. Okay, so you're totally out of power, which means you're also totally out of power. Um, we can kickstart it with a battery, but it's not going to be self-sufficient. Not without another gas turbine, which I just don't think we have. But we could take one of these basic steam turbines and hook it up. Definitely a bit of a waste at the moment, but we just need something to keep the EVF running so that we can get the aluminum to put the pipes where they all need to go. Eh, all right, we can do that. You're a basic steam turbine. Let's figure out how to route some steam to you. Ooh, this is going to be highly inefficient, but it is what it is, I suppose. This is going to be this one's outputs. Little awkward. We'll figure that out momentarily. Now, let's just get you locked in. There, there. Nope, we definitely need more. Uh, please tell me this is... No, this is not going to be even close to enough. Oh wait, no, it is close. It's only 2 away. So, let's go ahead and, yes, replace you two. I totally could have prevented that fall damage. And let's do this. There we go. Make sure that keeps running. And then continue the hodgepodge. We will slowly but surely get there, right? All right. Now you have wood tar. I guess, was it threes benzene? Let me double check. Benzene, yes. All right, and now we can output. And there we go. Okay, that is definitely promising. Ba, 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 ba. So that'll give us the benzene. We need to run this thing to get the aluminum pipes so that we can clean all this up. Yes. Ow, ow. I need to stop doing that. In the meantime, let's figure this line out. how do we want this to go? This is definitely going to be where it gets input. So let's go ahead and figure out how this is going to be routed. It's going to be a little messy up here, I'm afraid. I don't see much of a way around that at the moment, right? Yeah, so that's definitely going to want to go down there. Oh wait, yeah, this is going to be gone, so thank you. Okay, that actually does clean up a good bit. We can do that, have it go back, and then just have it come over. I will definitely need to go back through and actually make all of these the same at some point or another. Uh, but you know how we do it. Duct tape first, and then we figure it out later. Slowly but surely. Okay, so there. Here is the wooden pipeline. Let's actually have this be a normal wooden pipe. Uh, can't really reach that one. Ow, 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 ow. Okay, there we go. I refuse to lose anything. All right, that's small fluid pipes. Oh wait, no, I can just do that. Wow. Yep, yep, yep. All right, and then these are just going to be small for now, I suppose. We'll do, you know what? Let's put it on this side, I think. Do that, do that. Yeah, so it looks like it splits. Think I like that. And now we just need to actually get it connected to up there. So that's the water line. Ow, ow. Every time. So we can do this at least now. Uh, so those up. Oop. You go to there, there. And we have enough. Barely. Make sure that's all connected. Okay, I think we're good. I certainly hope so. It certainly looks like it at least. Da, 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 da. Well, we seem to be keeping water in here at least. Mostly. That is definitely slightly concerning, but we seem to be okay for the moment. Oh boy. Nothing quite like worrying if your boiler is going to explode, eh? Or your daily stress. All right. So with the water line in place, hopefully, yeah, I probably will be exchanging these small fluid pipes for actual fluid pipes. at some point or another. But right now, as long as water's getting to the boilers so they don't explode, that's all that matters. All right, and we have charcoal again because wood tar is being used at an admittedly rather slow rate. Um, okay. So you actually are probably the one that I want up to 100%. You can be the one throttled down to 70. Actually, no, 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 no. Sorry, you ought to be down to 60. Yeah. Just because, according to my calculations, this thing should only be self-sufficient up to 160%, at least safely. So I don't want to exceed 160% here. Not until I get the other pyrolysis ovens and I get the other greenhouse and all of that. But yeah, so with any luck, this we should just be able to forget about this now and just get all of the steam and everything out from it. Hopefully. Yeah, or oh yeah. How is this thing even still making benzene? That's an MV. Wait, hold up. This is an MV recipe, but this is a basic steam turbine. How? Huh? I didn't think that was possible. Well, I mean, if it works, let's reapply energy and let's see how this goes. So that should immediately begin burning some benzene. Now the question is, are we at net positive or net negative? Even burning energy, we're still at a net positive. Ooh, that's interesting. So that means that a basic steam turbine is enough to run an advanced distillery. Now, barely, admittedly, but that is a net positive. Huh, that's actually really good to know. Hmm. Okay, so uh, with that out of the way, we now have infinite power to the EBF. Oh, wow. Okay, might need to actually replace or refill the oxygen. I'll do that really quickly. Benzene, grab you. Love, love, love to see it. Let's grab some of this oxygen. That is the benzene drum. Why do I keep doing that? And we'll just use this to go and refill. We'll get up to about 1200, I think. Oh, all right. There we go. So, I suppose the next thing to do is going to be trying to reroute all. Nah, next thing, we need to get these pipes sorted. That's still the first thing we that needs to be done. Hmm. This is just going to take a little while. So, w- let's see. We could go ahead and tear down all of this old steam infrastructure now that we're not using it. Yeah, let's do that. And probably say goodbye to the steel wrench at the same time, eh? Oop, we still have some steam in here. Good to know. And we also have a lot of bronze drums now. Yay. So definitely going to be recycling all of these to other things. And hopefully this will also reduce the amount of aluminum that we need out of the EBF drastically. Going to leave this up for now, but these are definitely going to be moved at some point in the near future. And by near future, I mean probably sometime this stream, but we'll see. See, we can also probably go ahead and remove the redstone. Um, yeah, just things to do. I'm going to leave those in place for now because that is technically the input to this building, which really needs to have some work done to. All right. We can go ahead and remove all of this. And grab you and grab you. Okay, is there anything else we can do here? Water line is definitely going to be redone at some point, but for now we're okay. I don't think so. So we have 8 small, we have 21 of the normal, and then 7 of the large. Okay. We can burn ourselves again. Yes. Love to do that. Okay. This is... All right, how do we want to do this? So these two are going to be coming out there and there, right? So maybe we could do this. Yeah, then we'll swing you around and up. Now, I do want to only use small fluid pipes here because I'm pretty sure that's going to be like necessary. But yeah. So I'm thinking I might just send these large aluminum pipes through the arc furnace, right? And we can get the aluminum back, turn that into a bunch of small ones, and go from there. All right. There. Let's get these ready. And this ought to be a pretty large amount of aluminum that we're going to get back out of all of this, right? All right, 16 ought to be enough for now. I hope. There, there. I don't know if this is being updated every time. Hmm, interesting. It does seem like a lot of these GregTech tools just don't lose durability at times. I don't know if that's because of the electricity or what. I still have no clue how all that works. How? Oh, I am at 1.6. Okay. Let's see. This is just a casing, so we should be free to do this. And connect you there. All right. Okay, that's good. That means we now have 3 of the 4 steam outputs done. I guess next is going to be making the wood tar a little bit more organized. Uh, yeah, that's probably the next thing we want to do. So, let's see. Wood tar is currently being output here. We're using wooden pipes for that. Well, wooden pipes seem to have enough of a throughput, at least at the moment, so that's not going to be an issue. Hmm, yeah. So let's go ahead and I guess do that. Out. Oh, right, you're all tiny. Let's exchange you for some small ones. Because this is what we're actually going to want being output here. Oop, okay. Small aluminum pipe. Let's do that. Bring you here. How do I want to do this? I guess let's do this. Right, we can do that. Bring you down, and I think we're actually going to have enough here. Yay! There, and connected. Love to see it. Also, we can go ahead and patch that hole now. And that should be the actual throughput we're going to want for the steam here. Okay. I'll just go ahead and stick this small aluminum pipe there. And let's do this. How are we looking? Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Let's go ahead and stick in just a bunch more aluminum. Keep this basically constantly running, right? Another 2 stacks of aluminum ought to be good. Oh yeah, that will last for quite some time. So, all right. Yeah, next up, benzene. Let's see. All right, you know what? The benzene, we're going to use tiny aluminum fluid pipes here. The wood is going to be dedicated for just water, right? Everything else at the moment is going to be aluminum. I think that is the best course of action currently. So let's bring you around. We're not going to fill it quite yet, but we can do that. All right, and I can't just fly out anymore. There, there. That is steam. Let's not touch it. And we're going to want this, right? This is going to be wood tar. So let's clean up the pipeline a little bit. And you know what? Let's raise this, I think. Ow. Also, I don't need you anymore. Yay. Okay. Whoop. There we go. So let's just raise this up. Oh, ow, ow. Yep, saw that coming. Ow, saw that coming as well. I can't see anything at night. There, 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 and there. Okay. Hmm. So let's go ahead, do that, and I'm gonna go ahead and just raise all of this, I think, by one. I think that makes sense. Well, so we can do this. Okay. And now we just need to actually connect the thing. And we need one more for now. Just one more. Is there anything we can do up over here? Not really. Oh, here. We can take you, do you. That definitely looks weird. Let's actually put you here, I think. Right? Yeah, so we can do that. That looks almost not as weird. And then we can... Ow, ow. Yep. Surprised it took that long. Okay. And there is going to be our new benzene. Uh, tract, pipeline, whatever. We can do that. We can do this. And I am still short one because, yes. In that case, let's do this. Do steel pipe to there. That to there. And then we can borrow you. Okay. And now we just need, well, we need to get down there. Wait, no, sorry, not the tiny one. Small to there, tiny to here. There we go. All right, so there is benzene output. Or, sorry, wood tar output, not benzene. All right, I'm really liking this. So we have, at the moment, another Obviously, we have all the wood tar that's being output, as well as two steam lines that we can put in. Hmm, looking pretty good to me. Now, this redstone line is probably the next most chaotic thing here, right? But it's also definitely kind of necessary at the moment. Uh, huh. I don't know if there's any kind of wireless redstone. Wireless. This crafting terminal, wireless terminals, wireless receiver, wireless transmitter. Don't know if any of these use redstone, though. That's the question. Hmm. All right, it's fine. You know what? It is a-okay. So, with all of that done, we are slowly but surely making progress. And just double checking. Okay, wood tar is still looking fine. Don't really need input hatches for anything. Um, okay, so from here, we could export additional wood as well as saplings, right? Because the saplings aren't going to be doing much. Uh, I mean, having the extra wood could be helpful potentially, but I'm definitely thinking saplings, right? So saplings can be turned into biomass or into plant balls or into sticks and wood pulp. But I want to focus on the plant ball, I believe, for biochaff, fermented biomass, and biomass, or just straight biomass. Wait, okay. That's 750, whereas doing it straight gives us 100. Huh, not sure. Given we're going to be running unlimited saplings, I think it's fine to just do the 100 for now. This could give us wood pulp and water, distilled, or ethanol. Ooh, you can also ferment it into a fermented biomass. We can get bacterial sludge, or we can burn it for almost nothing. Okay, so definitely going to want that or this. Bacterial sludge. I don't think we quite need this yet. Raw crystal chip. Ooh, interesting. Da. Biomass. We don't really have a good way to get bacteria though, so we're probably gonna stick to this. Ethanol, right? Ethanol is a combustion fuel. Ooh, wonder if I can use it in the jetpack. Uh, let's see. We can also send it in a chemical reactor for ethyl tertibutyl ether, glycerol biodiesel, or glycerol biodiesel, or ethylene and diluted sulfuric acid. Okay, so this is definitely going to be the ethanol routes that I could have taken instead of oil. Hmm. So 0.3 seconds at 32 EU a tick, right? If we, let's see, if we put that to biodiesel, what does that come out to be? 0.4 seconds at 32 E would take. All right, so we get another tenth of a second. Interesting. You can also make cetane boosted diesel, but yeah, no. Da, 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 da. So the one thing is, in order to get this, we're going to need fish oil or seed oil, which we would need more greenhouses for. So maybe not. Hmm. All right, so that does bring up kind of an interesting question. What? So biomass. Definitely going to be going with ethanol. Do we just run it as ethanol? Or let's see, this is butane. How do we get this? Wait, butane? Oh, butene. Okay. We can just right. Oh, so we can get it by distilling some sort of cracked fuel. Interesting. Huh. Okay. So then obviously that can be electrolyzed and send it through the chemical reactor to get this. And but then we need a large chemical reactor, so that's kind of pointless. Okay. What else? Biomass. We can't do a lot else with it, right? I mean, we don't need it for water. So, yeah, I think it would just be more polyethylene production. Huh. So if we were to transfer our polyethylene production to this, then what else could we use the oil for, right? So right now, using raw oil, gas, we could turn it into the various fuels. We could go ahead and go for diesel, maybe. Sulfuric light fuel gives, oh wait, hydrogen sulfide. Be electrolyzed into hydrogen sulfide. Okay. So no, yeah, we were getting a different byproduct entirely than what I was thinking. So that's biomass through chemical reactor. No, sorry, through distillery gives us ethanol. Ethanol gives us ethylene and diluted sulfuric acid. Okay, so we actually do need this, right? We can distill it into sulfuric acid or into water, and then we can actually start doing things. Indium concentrates, acidic kind of solution, a nitration mixture, or sodium, or a bunch of different things, actually. Wow. Huh. Okay. So yeah, let's aim for maybe getting sulfuric acid. I think there's a quest for that, right? Sulfuric acid. Overwhelm you for this. Three-step process. 3 LV chemical reactors. Okay. So sulfur with oxygen gets sulfur dioxide. Sulfur dioxide with more oxygen gets sulfur trioxide. React that with water to get sulfuric acid. Okay. So that's obviously really easy to do. Um, does it say what to use the saplings for? Nice oven. Right, right, right. Not particularly. Biomass. Saplings, reducing yield are slow. Plant ball into biochaff routes. Right. Lubricant from redstone and creosote or oil. There, cutting machine. Duration of recipes, which I don't really need. Okay, so what else can we use plant balls for? I think is going to be the question. Right now, nothing but biochaff. Biochaff gives us biomass or bacteria. Okay, we can also pulverize it into dirt. A charcoal pile igniter. Also needed for a greenhouse, of course. Ooh, we could extract it for bones. That's fun. Sand, clay, mix it alongside some wood pulp, and sand for fertilizer. Don't particularly need that. I don't know what to do with all these saplings. Okay, you know what? I think we'll be okay for now. Now, everything's been running for a little while. Let's make sure we're still good. Okay, so there. We're still getting wood tar out. That's good. Still have steam. Still have water going in. Let me double check that we're not running out of water. I don't think we should be, but I can't really check that anymore, can I? Oh boy. I'm sure we're okay. Like, I don't see why we wouldn't be, realistically. Oh, hey, I can check this. Yeah, we're fine. Oh, muffler hatch. Yeah, there's nothing in the muffler hatch. All right. There isn't this one, though. Aluminum is going well. Slowly but well. Okay, let's go ahead and actually think about what we want to do next on the base, right? Uh, I do want to clean up these pipes, but that's just going to take so much aluminum at this point that we'll eventually get there, but we can do other things in the meantime. Because I know I'm just kind of standing around looking at recipes, trying to figure things out, and that's probably not the most exciting thing in the world. All right. There. We can throw on all of the tiny piles of ashes, like so, and there. Whoop. All right. How are we looking? All right, we're at 805 of 1024, and oh, we're fine over there though. Love to see it. Ba, 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 ba. Okay, well, the next thing we are going to want to do is we're going to want a place for things like the EBF, and we're going to want to connect these back up to steam power, right? Realistically, I think I want an like an ore processing pod. Yeah, so let's figure that out, shall we? We're not going to a different program for it though. We're definitely doing that in-house. So let's grab just some of you. Let's grab Actually, no. Let's grab things that aren't necessarily going to need the drill to pick up. Let's grab those. Let's grab a stack of that. Grab some of the rubber. Sure, we'll grab each of the wood types, of course. And then I think a thing of sand. Okay. And you know what? Let's go ahead and figure out where we're going to put it. Let's grab some stone. And we can also put these up. So we can do that and copper to here. Stone. And that's enough for now. So, where do we want it in relation to this is the question. I'm thinking we could definitely don't want to go in that direction. Definitely don't want to go in that direction. That's water. That's fluid storage. We could go in. This would make the most sense, except that the EBF is right there. So we could go ahead and move it, but I think maybe I just go ahead and expand to out here. You know what? Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So let's figure out. Okay, yeah, I thought this was gonna look good. It probably would if this was actually on a corner, but it's not. So we're gonna do that. Oh wait, I can just do this and there. So let's go ahead and well, first let's find what the floor level is. So there. Whoa. Come on, hit. Thank you. Wow, that is just like embarrassing. I'm not even really thinking about the fight though, to be fair. So let me think. Hi, Sunny. How are you doing? Let's see. I'm thinking this is gonna eventually. All right, if this ends up turning into a giant building, right? This one would be a hallway, right? Going in that direction, I guess. So yeah, so we're gonna want probably this here, and we'll have a doorway there. I think that would make sense. All right, this is ground level, so we can do this. Okay. Ba, 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 ba. Can't really do anything with this besides just throw it in a chest somewhere, unfortunately. We'll put that up later, I'm sure. All right, let's go ahead, do this. Oop, there. All right, we're definitely gonna need more stone. Yep, and there we go. Oh, grass messed that up. Rip. So, okay, we are going to need to probably excavate out this and figure it out from there. Don't really want to fight you right now. Ow. So instead, let's go ahead. You know what? Let's routes temporarily a steam pipe from here, just so we can actually run these machines. Now, obviously, we are trying to move these at the moment, so this is definitely going to be temporary, but we'll remove that whenever we actually don't need them anymore, which might be a little while. Oop. All right, and once we get the place dug out and then walled off, we can start actually planning what the room will look like. Ooh, is my drill gonna make it? That's the question. Okay. Ba, 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 ba. Hi, bye. Okay, we can. Let's. I'm just gonna manually mine these little bits out. That do this. Right, save on my durability as much as I can. Ooh. Oh no. What was it? G? Rotate. Oh, thankfully, there is an undo command. Yikes. Let's not accidentally do that again. Instead, let's actually go to what I wanted to and figure this out. Okay, there. All of the sand can probably go in there for now. Okay. Whoop. There. Sandstone is definitely going to be a little annoying. Not unlike this skeleton. All right. We can do that, I guess. That. And then we slowly but surely make our way down to here. At which point we can do that and manually remove these. All right. Oh no, this is full. That's not good. Um, that's not good at all. It's all the charcoal. Guarantee you it's all of the charcoal. Okay, let's just throw all of those in there for now. I probably should think about expanding my storage or at least using my storage. Eh, all right. There we go. Oop, something like this. Aha, love to see it. All right. And now we just need to remove basically the floor. Da, 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 da. You, you. No! Are you serious? Ah. At some point, I am going to invest in armor. I have half a mind to go mining for some diamonds. I know where a diamond vein is. Uh, Probably need to go around this way. Well, I guess that is one way to clear out the section, I suppose. Right. Let's go ahead and sandstone needs to go first. Okay. And there we go. Gonna go quickly put all this, some of this sand up anyway. And with any luck, not only will we not need sand for quite a while, but we should be able to actually block this off and finish out the floors now. Hopefully. There. Okay. And there we go. Nice. Where is he? Die. Ugh. Such a pain. And we are now out of stone. Go figure. There we go. Yeah, this ought to be plenty, at least for what we need to do. Whoop. Let's just go ahead and fill all of this in. Okay. So I'm just going to do that for now. We're probably not going to build all the way up to the 4, but you know, it's something. Just something to keep us somewhat safe if I could build it in the right spot. All right. There, and there. Obviously, that's not going to help against that too much, but how did we just go through 4 stacks of stone? Wow. Luckily, we have more cobble than we know what to do with currently. Now, that's going to be changing soon, I'm quite sure. But, you know, for now, we're doing pretty decent, I like to think. Let's get all of those out. Put that in there. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and begin to somewhat mob proof this. Oop, that's slightly awkward. Let's see. I'm also going to want to expand out this way, right? Oh, heard this and thought it was another creeper. So we're definitely going to want to end up expanding into this chunk, right? We can do this to here. Okay. Hmm. Yeah. Where do we want the door? Probably just the middle, right? Yeah, probably just the middle. we go. And there's that. Oh, I guess just go ahead and do this. Whee! I really like this. Yeah, the jetpack is a lot of fun, I have to say. Definitely going to be. There we go. Okay, there, finally. So we can go ahead and do this, I suppose. Oh, not the most critical part, but it's going to look decent enough, at least. Okay, so we can finish out the walls, and then I think I might go ahead and invest in the electric jetpack just to, have something that's not going to be constantly consuming all of my oil. I also can think about investing. Yeah, maybe that's what I do after. Yeah, okay, so I need two more. Eh, three more. And I can use uh a bit of time, I guess, to actually upgrade me, right? That's going to be armor, that's going to be better tools. Yeah, it's going to be good. All right. Let's see. So here's the border. So one, two, three, four, five. Oh wait, right. This is also going to be. Is it redundant to have these as two? Yes, but I don't think I'm gonna be too worried about space or anything. Yeah, we'll be good. I do want these to act sort of like pods. I think that's going to make the most sense in trying to expand, is just having little pods of machines. That's the current line of thoughts, or train of thoughts, or school of thoughts, or whatever of thoughts, anyway. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. So this should be the middle, which means all of this now needs to get cleared. And all of the stone is going to go toward making this a bit taller as well. Let's go ahead and actually get this cleared, I guess, at least to some extent. Since we can do all of this, do that, whoop, there, that. Hey, there's the entrance. Oop. All right. So I'm thinking, do we go for aluminum? Uh, or do we like maybe aim for stainless steel? What would be better for tools? And can you make armor out of those? I'm not actually sure. I don't think so. I think I looked at that before and you couldn't. But, I don't know that for sure. Definitely going to check. Looks like these are going to have to be 3 tall, at least here on the back. But that shouldn't be too much of an issue. Do this, there. Okay, and now this wall can be torn down. Yay! Down with the ball! Okay, and there. Just a bit more stone. We're gonna need a lot more, but for now, looking pretty decent. Alright, chest plate. What do we have? We have all the standard, of course. We have nano, advanced nano, quark, and advanced quark. So that's HV, that's IV, and LUV. So yeah, we're not here. We are so not here, which means we're probably gonna go for diamond. Hmm. All right. Let's see. We do actually have access to stainless steel. Like, oh well, it takes HV, so maybe not. But is it worth uh delaying is the question. So let's look at uh ba, 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 ba. Let's look at a drill, right? So MV drill, okay. We're gonna want red steel, tungsten steel, blue steel, diamond. Okay, so diamond is harvest level 3, diamond. Uh, four, well, all right, 400,000 U and mining speed of 10, a little over 3,000 in durability. Okay, football grass. Oh wait, what is this? Ooh, more durability, less mining speed, and less mining level. Wait, what's our current mining level? 3, diamond. Okay, so we have to have at least a 3. Right? Vanadium steel, ultimates, sterling silver. The ultimate is, yeah. Hmm. Invar, HSSE, titanium. So stainless steel here is an 11 mining speed, little over 4,000, uh, and a harvest level of 3. Okay. Steel, of course, has half the durability, 2 less mining speed. Definitely not as good. Iron drill is a tier iron, obviously. Bronze drill, no. Damascus steel, not too bad, actually. Aluminum, less durability, less mining speed. And it's only a mining level of 2. Ooh, okay. It's only a harvest level of 2. Huh. I mean, that makes sense, I guess. But yeah, then we're gonna want to wait for stainless steel before we upgrade our drill, right? Iron, steel, titanium, stainless steel. Yeah, better durability, better mining speed, better harvest level. Okay, in that case, we just need to use you very sparingly until then. Eh, all right, can go ahead and take those down. Let's see, that is a little ways away, unfortunately. Upgrade your EVF needs that and needs that. Ooh, Requires stainless steel. Okay, so it does go just like that. Requires laser engraving. Ah, so then auto crafting requires the two of them. But okay, fair enough. I hear a baby zombie. Sorry, immediate reaction. Um, the thing is, I'm not sure how much more these can take, right? So, upgrading the EB, yeah. Yeah, that's definitely something. All right, you know what? Executive decision here. We're going to make another steel drill bits. I know it's a waste, but I think it's going to be worthwhile to, or I say worthwhile. I don't think that with what we have currently, I can pull it off, right? Now, oh, one thing I did want to check though, going to be something like the wrench. If we look at, right, so if we look at something like this, it's carbide, tungsteel, diamond, cobalt, brass. Where's stainless steel? Here we are, steel. So 512 at 19. Okay, so 512 at 19 versus aluminum, which is more. Okay, so aluminum is actually going to be better for basically the actual tools, it seems. While something like the drill makes more sense for this. Okay, so basically, the drill is going to be steel, everything else is not. Okay, steel drill tip. That's going to be 8 plates. Pretty simple, actually. There we go. Wrench. Where is an aluminum wrench tip? Aluminium wrench in var. Here it is. All right, so we need steel screws, steel ring, or aluminum plates. All right, I can do that. So after we get the tools, then we're gonna plan. Sorry, I know we were gonna plan earlier. So it should just be the drill and the wrench at this point. Eh, okay, maybe a hammer too. So we're gonna need 4 and 6, so we're gonna need 10 aluminum plates. Let's go grab some of the aluminum out of this EBF. Woohoo! Oh yeah, look at all that aluminum. You'll love to see it. Okay, so that is more than enough. Um, we needed, what was it? 3 plus 6, so 9, I think. Hopefully I'm doing that math right. I also probably didn't need those to be plates, did I? It's fine. Uh, to be fair, we don't need it right now, so we can handle the hammer whenever it comes up. Let's just keep six aluminum handy. Okay. Ba-da-ba-da-ba. So battery. We can take a battery hull. Right, canning machine battery. Here we go. MV power unit. This is what I want. Is it worth it? Aluminum and an MV motor. Absolutely worth it. I think it's probably worthwhile going ahead and just upgrading everything, right? I mean, the LV has lasted, practically forever. Like the screwdriver, I don't see much of a point in doing anything with it besides what I already have. But the rest. Is there anything else that's a building gadget? Anything else that's low? Chainsaw's gonna be there eventually, but not really there right now. Power units. MV tier can be used to make drills, and that's about it. Ah, so we are stuck until we can get to, for most of the tools, until HV. Okay, interesting. Now, an HV motor needs electrum, silver, stainless steel rods. That's the kicker. All right, so the wrench will just have to stay as is. We can definitely upgrade the drill though. Lithium, cadmium, sodium. We're gonna go with lithium, obviously. So we're gonna need six battery alloy. I actually want two of these because I want one of these for personal use. Uh, ooh, but I'm not gonna have a good way to charge it, am I? Huh. What would a medium voltage battery buffer be? Pretty cheap. Okay, so we're gonna do it. So we're gonna need another. All right, wait. So battery alloy. Let's see. Here it is. Four lead, one antimony gives us five. So we're gonna need that. Then we're going to need that, and then two antimony. Antimony. I know this is using up some of the steam here, but we're going to be connecting this in at some point, so I'm not terribly concerned about it at the moment. Definitely taking a lot more steam than I thought it would, though, to be fair. So let's see if maybe we have some lead dust. Do we? Oh, we do. One, two, three, four. Let's use the mixer instead, shall we? Some copper nickel. I'm actually gonna need this. So, hey, there's some more aluminum. Wait, lead and antimony. Da. All right, battery alloy, alloy smelter, fluid solid. Wait, we can't mix? What? I did not expect that. Well, then I guess we don't have much of a choice. Oh, wait, we do have this. In the event that's, yeah, we're going to. Don't need a lot, just need something. There we go. Okay, and now we can get those turned into plates. Uh, right. Probably want to go ahead and get this figured out. Steel drill tip. And thank you to my old drill. You have been so helpful. All right. So there's the copper nickel that we can use for the motor. Let's see. We are going to need that. We have the copper cables, and there's a steel rod. Any magnetized already? Nope. Yeah. All right. That's coming along. There. Uh, why do I have rubies in my inventory? When did I pick those up? There. Drop off that as well. Oh, right. Wire mill. That's what I was thinking of. And there's one more MV motor. Just like so. All right, and just in time for the battery alloy. So these are going to require copper cables. Totally fine. Let's see. There's some more copper nickel, tin. All right, we'll just need to make a little bit more. Not a problem. All right, there. Benzene. Where is my rubber drum? That one's empty, so it's probably outside. Yes, rubber. Let's leave the benzene drum in here. I haven't really needed it after all. Right, over here. Sorry, that was the wrong one. All right, and there are the copper cables. So there are two MV batteries. We'll pack them with some good old lithium. Let's throw these in here. I have to admit, I thought this was going to be doing a lot more. I'm just kind of didn't expect for the macerator to take so long. Anyway, where is... Actually, you know what? Let's grab the lithium out of here. Lithium. All right. Uh, boom. And with that, what else did we need for the power? MV power, we need 2 aluminum gears, an aluminum screw, 2 aluminum plates. Okay. Oh wait, probably in here, right? So we have the aluminum plates. That's not going to be an issue. Do we have an aluminum screw? We have a bolt. Works for me. Then we just need... Oh boy. Then we just need some more steam. Where is this? Small gear mold. Okay, doesn't actually take all that much, thankfully. Aluminum never takes too long, thankfully. Where did I pick up a diamond plate from? What? Sorry, I am so confused. Okay, sure. And I think that should be it. Okay. Oh, right, need the battery itself. That would help. So we can do medium voltage battery alongside 2 gears, screw, 2 plates. What was it? Wrench and screwdriver? Screwdriver. Oh, right, motor, of course. All right, MV power units. Then we'll throw on a steel tip. No, we won't. Oh, right. Need a wrench and screwdriver. Makes sense. That's where that was from. All right. And then we have one other. Actually, I guess I'm going to need a third for the battery buffer, aren't I? Let's go ahead and make said buffer before we go any further. That's going to be 2, 4, 6, 8 ingots, just as easy. And this is going to be another little bit. All right. So, do I just... Nope, no such luck. All right, let's go ahead and grab... Well, I guess I already have the aluminum. Let's just grab a bunch of copper. So I think we needed like 9, right? I think it's 9 anyway. We're gonna use them if not, so I'm not terribly concerned, as per usual. All right. There's the MV casing. Polyethylene makes this so much easier to deal with, though these do need to be rubberized. And there. Okay. So now we needed those, that, and that. Or that. Oh yeah, that is so cheap. Uh, then we just needed... Wait. Oh, chest. That's what I'm forgetting. What? There we go. Okay, so... Huh. Little storage block. I really need to check that out at some point or another. But anyway, there we go. Medium voltage times 4 battery buffer. Takes up to 1 medium volts in. It can output up to 4 amps. Dude, takes up to 8 in. Well, no, that actually makes sense. Never mind. All right, so let's see. Going to need just a bit more of the lead and a bit more of the antimony. Let's use the dust. Because we're going to need one more battery. Hmm. Okay, that's that. Why do I feel like I'm missing something? Hmm. I am not sure. Hmm. Lead dust, antimony dust. Does it just straight up need more? Yep, that was the issue. Go figure. Yeah, I really need to connect this all back into the Steam network. Though I suppose I will be eventually moving all this, right? Not entirely sure when. Oh, right, and then I'm gonna need 2 more copper. Simple enough. That. Do that. Grab you for you. Okay. And I'll just go ahead and put the lithium in here. We are also almost out of rubber again. Yeah, so we're definitely going to need to get some more of that going. Okay. Oh, wow. This actually takes a little while. Do we have any raw rubber pulp? Yes, we do. Oh, it's sulfur that we need. Ha! Not a problem. That'll be enough sulfur for quite a while. It's also nice not having to worry about power. I say that, and then power immediately just like cuts out. All right. So there's that. I think we're good for now. Oh yeah, yeah, that's good. For now, let's just have this. That's fine. We can do that, and we can begin powering that up. Oh, right, over here. All right. Chemical reactor. That's what I'm hearing. Like, what is that? Okay, so I'm thinking, let's look into this. So we do need another battery. We need a good circuit and some annealed copper. It was the power thrusters that I was concerned about, but we can actually do this. So it's not the worst thing in the world. So that's going to be uh 3, no, just 2, right? Yeah. So technically speaking, oh wait, advanced assembling machine. That's what we need for these, right? No? No, we can technically go ahead and get this. Yeah, we're gonna be good. Okay, so let's go ahead and get these done. That's gonna be, so that's gonna be how much? All right, let's actually calculate this out. That's gonna be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So we're gonna need 12 more copper cables. And then obviously we're gonna need another 4 annealed. So there, yeah, you can get these going into here. Thank you. Thank you. Plenty of rubber, thankfully. All right, and then there's the annealed copper. I'm just gonna use this lithium battery for now, I think. Mostly because I just don't want to bother at the moment. The smaller LV batteries will be fine for now for me. So we're gonna need another good circuit board, 2 diodes, extra 2 copper wires. Right, 2 of those ought to be that. We don't have any diodes, do we? We also only have one of you. We only need one, thankfully, but hmm. Also, definitely filling up on space again. Let's just temporarily move y'all out for now. Uh, hmm. Silver. Okay, now we're good on silver. I'll need to quickly make some more diodes, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem, thanks to polyethylene. Oh, already had some copper, actually. And plenty of tiny aluminum pipes. Wow. Okay, I was being stingy for absolutely no reason. Go figure, right? Bu- 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 Oh, that's where the other one of those went. Hmm. So it was these that I needed. That's some gallium arsenide. Uh, and then just the polyethylene. Ba- 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 ba. That, do that, there, there, and that, and those. And also go ahead, clear out a little room like this. All right. So, oop. Oh wow, we need more soldering alloy. We really need more soldering alloy. There, 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 and there. Those will finish up in a second. Okay, so that's the good circuit. We have that. We have those. It should just be the 2 power thrusters now. So each power thruster is going to need. Let's start with the 2 MV motors. So we're going to need one more steel rod. Gonna need a couple of aluminum rods as well. No, not that. No, definitely not that. Let's see, and we're also gonna need one more. And then this is going to be 1 for 1. So that means we're gonna need another 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. And then we have you, and then we just need copper nickel. Who would have thunk it, eh? All right. That's 2. That's not actually really enough. That's enough for 1. Looks like we're gonna need a bit more, though. Nickel. That should be enough for another. You know, it's not the fact that it's copper nickel. It's the fact that you need everything needs ×2 copper nickel wires, right? Nothing's ×1. It's all ×2. I think that is the most annoying part here because it means that you are effectively getting only a 1-to-1 ratio instead of 2-to-1. Oh wait, yeah. Guess I technically didn't need those. Good thing too, because I'm out of steam. Okay, there's those. There's those diodes. All right. Uh, I think that's it for the motors. Do that, 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 and there. All right, so we have that. Then we just need the steel rotors. We can't melt the steel though, can we? Ooh. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Wait, do I need no? Yeah, so I can just throw in you. Ba. Wait, the copper cables. And then I just need to get the steel. Issue is that as not a spell rotor, fluid solidifier does work, or an extruder. However, this requires an MV extractor. We don't have that, which means we still have to make this manually. Oof. That's going to be 8 steel for that, 9, and I'm sure we have a steel bolt somewhere. I know that we have those. I'm going to save them for now. Of course, we're out of steel again. Go figure. I'm just going to arc furnace this steel pipe. And then I'm going to go throw some iron into the arc furnace. Not into the arc furnace, into the EBF. Or maybe not, because apparently we do not have any iron. Okay, so let's see. This is enough for what we need right now, at least. Vending machine. We needed those. and then you needed to be lathed. What tools do we need? Hammer, file, screwdriver. There we go. Oop. There. Oh, wait, sorry, it was. What am I doing? What am I doing? There. I need a second bolt. There. So those. There. There. Screwdriver, file, and hammer. Huh. Oh, right. These needed to be turned into rings first. And then we can do that. And that. Screwdriver, file. What? Oh, screws. Let's try this once again. There, 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 and there. Okay, thank you. Some steel rotors. All right. Okay, so we are losing power, but it's at a slow enough rate that we're gonna be fine. I have no clue why they wanted the advanced assembling machine before this, because like this works. Sure, it's on the higher end, but two power thrusters. All right. So, jet pop. Yeah, that's not happening right now. Oh, right, the circuit. Need to grab that. Thank you. We have circuits, the two power thrusters, the two cables, the NV battery, screwdriver, wire cutter. Huh? Power thruster. Oh, right, annealed copper. Electric thruster jetpack. Let's go. And now, is that? Yes, it does. Woohoo! Can I actually do this? Yes, I can. All right, nice. Oh yeah, I like this thing. This is gonna be like my personal charger now. Ooh, kind of terrified to blow something up, but okay, so that does charge. Nice. May as well just go ahead and charge up all of these. You know, just have everything at full charge. All right. There's that. That shouldn't take too long. And hopefully this jetpack will last a little longer than the one that I have currently in terms of flight time. I mean, given it's the medium or mid jetpack, I imagine it would. Also, look at how much electricity it's taking. Kind of scary. 1 million EU. Not sure if that needs to be charged, but just in case, right? All right. So I guess we just leave those in there to charge for a little while. Okay, progress. So let's go ahead and I guess, yeah, let's go plan. That's what we were going to do before. That's going to take a little while. Let's go plan out what this is going to look like. So that is definitely off center. Oh boy. Whenever I have my drill, I'll come back in and fix that. Okay, so what is ore processing going to look like? Uh, let's just see. I'm gonna want it to be completely automated, regardless of if it's a gem or not. That's gonna be the trick. So we have three different sort of tiers of things, right? We have things like iron, where iron ore, right? Yeah. Or byproduct, right? This is your kind of standard ore. You're going to macerate it, then you're going to run it through an ore washer or a chemical bath. And then you're going to uh, send it through the thermal centrifuge into another macerator, right? Or a furnace or whatever. And that gives you the iron dust, right? Well, this basically just, yeah. So I guess we could probably make it only two as long as we send it back through the macerator. Because the next is going to be redstone, right? Redstone. This is going to be maceration through the ore washer, through the centrifuge, through the macerator. However, there's no chemical bath here, of course. There is a sifting machine. We wanted, well, no, that's just for cinnabar, right? If we're actually just doing redstone ore, then it's just this. But that does bring up the other thing is cinnabar. However, if we're just going to be macerating it, I think that will be fine, right? Because what's another gemstone? Let's take ruby or garnet. Yeah, let's do garnet. So if we look at garnet, that wash, then it has to be sifted, or we can send it through the thermal centrifuge for this. Okay, red garnet can be centrifuged, can be imploded, or can be packaged, sure. But we're not going to be able to get, oh, let's see, yeah. So if we want to get an exquisite, a flawless, yeah, if we want to get exquisite or flawless, we have to either sift the purified, we have to cut something that's above it, or we have to use the precision laser engraver. Now, we're going to be getting one of these for silicone. However, it does beg the question, is it worthwhile to go ahead and simply try to sift? At the moment, I'm going to say no. That could change, but for now, I think we just want standard macerate, wash, centrifuge, macerate again. And then we will get the dusts and we do whatever we need to with the dust, right? I think that makes the most sense. So, with that in mind, let's figure out how this is going to work. We're definitely going to be using the Steam Macerator. And it sounds like we're going to be using it twice. So that's going to be a very important thing, right? Uh, let's have that be the rubber wood, I guess. So macerators, hmm, here's the thing actually. Do we want this to be, maybe this doesn't need to be a full-on ore processing, and instead this can just be processing lines, right? For instance, if I were to put the macerator, it is a 3x3. We could put macerator here at 1 over because I can't do math. Should have been 7 and 8, not 8 and 9. I don't know what I was thinking, but we can do this, right? So we'll have macerator into the various machines here, just along the wall, send it back into the macerator. Yeah, I mean, I don't see a problem with that. We just have it loop back in and we'll be good. So we can do some fancy things with ore filters, I think, and a chest here, and we can just have, yeah, we can just have a chest here, the things right there, and we'll be good. Which actually means we could totally have like multiple ore processing if we really wanted to, which doesn't sound like a bad idea, I have to say. All right, let me actually pick all these up. But yeah, I actually don't think we need to plan out too much for that. So we're just gonna move everything to in here. First, however, let's make sure we get the pipes and everything to get here. We can probably have just a branch of steam because this thing is only going to take a little bit of steam. And I kind of want to make another one just for the sole fact that I want to have these for my own personal use, just because I really like multi-blocks. Eh, so how expensive would this be? Uh, Mesa de Tor, steam grinder, grinder. Yep. Let's see. Da-da-da-da. I guess we probably do need to eventually look into getting the normal one, but meh. This will be good for now. So we're gonna need obviously an input and output bus for steam. We're gonna need steam hatch, steam grinder, and the bronze machine casings. Well, that is a lot of bronze. A lot of bronze. You know what? We're gonna be okay, I think. I think we'll be fine. Let's go ahead and get this moved over. I know it's a little bit of a risk, but I think we're gonna be fine. Let's just throw in not that clearly. We put in you and then something else small like oh, the torches. Nope. Nope, we are totally full. Fair enough. Um okay, let me just go and clear some of this out. Specifically, we can go ahead and do the sand. Ba-da-ba-da-ba. Throw you in there. And then I guess we can go ahead and put up the wood since we're not really going to be using it. Again, surprisingly enough. Okay, and now let's get you moved. Also gonna have to move the centrifuge. We're gonna need probably another benzene line to go in there, but that shouldn't be too difficult. Or do we want a benzene line? Yeah. We're gonna definitely want a benzene. Actually, huh. No, I actually have a better idea for that. Maybe. Emphasis on the maybe. But let's go ahead and just get this set up. Uh, we probably are gonna have steam coming in from the top. So we're gonna do this. Let's do output bus. Inputs, outputs. Here's the steam hatch. And then the actual grinder will go there for now. So let's have the input be here. The output definitely wants to be there. And then I guess the hatch can go. You know what? It'll look a little bit cooler, I think, if the steam hatch is in the middle. So that's what we're gonna do. Oh, that's nice. I did not know you could do that. Huh. Cool. Okay. Works for me. All right. Grinder is good. So we'll use some cobalt pipes for that. For now, though, before we do anything else, let's actually go ahead and get everything hooked up. Uh, we're going to probably want. Hmm, yeah, let's go ahead and just take down this entire pipeline, I think. And we'll reuse these to go to there. I also want to grab the, oop, not that one. Also gonna want to probably grab the aluminum pipes over in the chest. And of course, you are totally full. We'll move those in uno momento. Here we are, tiny aluminum pipes. And then there's that. Oh wait, nope. Nah, not that. There. Okay. So what I'm thinking is we can send a pipeline, the 600 liter pipeline, that's basically worth a full three of. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that this, okay, right here can be our, like just production lines, right? So this is where polyethylene is made. This is going to be ore production or ore refinement or whatever you want to call it, ore processing, right? All of that goes right in here. So I'm thinking that we're probably going to want a good little bit of steam. So we're going to have a steam pipeline going off to over here. Da, 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 da. Oop, ow. Okay. For now, let's just assume that it's going to come in right here, I suppose. So just do this. And, ooh, we may want to go ahead and finish out the walls here. Yeah. All right, let's get the walls finished. And then we can go from there. That is not what I needed. Uh, Technically that's not either, but it will do for now. Oh, this feels so empty now. Hey, here's plenty of stone. But yeah, that feels so empty without that. Okay, we can do this. Oop, we can do that there. And I'm just going to try and somewhat mimic the style from that side. There and there. Go to there. And there. Okay, then, whoop. All right, let's just do not that. Okay, let's manually put these down. Thank you. That was needlessly painful. Okay, there. We can do, oop, and we are out. Luckily, we have plenty more where that came from. Okay. So I'm gonna leave the roof open for now, I guess. But that is going to be where these go. Oh, this is so annoying. Oh, that's nice to know. Like, okay, maybe this works. And hey, it works. All right, so Steam will come in through here. Sure. So I guess if Steam is coming in through there, maybe it makes more sense to have the Steam thing over there. Yeah, makes sense to me. Ooh, does it make sense? Oh, no. Thank you. Does it make sense to the amount of room that I have in my inventory, though, is the question. And the answer is barely. All right. There we go. So let's see. Ignoring this for just a second, we're going to probably want this here, right? Yeah. So, oh, well, yeah, that's going to go there because we're going to have two machines and a chest. I want this to be very compact, right? we're going to have a chest here, a bunch of pipes in there, and some sort of a machine and our machines in there, with the pipes coming down to in here. That means we're going to have something like this, or this. So input bus to there, steam hatch to there, steam grinder to here, and output to there. Okay. So if this is going to be sort of the main steam line here, uh, then let's just have it do something like this, I guess. Subject to change, of course. And then this will go here. Obviously, that will eventually go on out, but for now, I think that works. Then we're going to need cobalt pipes. Here's where things are going to be a little bit trickier. We can do that for sure. Let's go grab maybe a drill. Let's go grab our machines. Let's get rid of this. Then throw in that. Throw y'all to in there. Random stealing it to in there. And I can put that dust to in there, leaving room for my torches again. Oh, you're out of power. Right, right, right. That makes sense. Okay. Now, powering this is going to be very interesting. Um, as I'm not entirely sure how that's going to work yet. Um, for now, though, let's just get the actual machines over there. Out. Sorry. That, yeah. Let's also grab these. And let's go ahead and grab these. That will be enough for now. Ah, still didn't grab the drill. All right, that's it. Sorry, I need that to be more open. Okay. So we want to go into the ore washer, into the thermal centrifuge. Okay. And then this needs to go back into here. Except this doesn't exactly work because we're then going to need the output of this, right? So what if instead we have, ooh, okay, let me also grab a chest actually. Let me grab the double chest that we're going to be using. Hmm. I almost wonder if it wouldn't be better to have a chest and a trap chest or a couple of crates or something, right? Hmm. All right. So we can do this. So we're going to have this, and then we're going to have two cobalt pipes going in and out, right? Let's call this the input. Let's call this the output. So the inputs will go to in there. Okay, so let's just assume that's the input, right? If that's the inputs, what if we put the outputs here, right? If the output goes there, okay, so input, then we output to here and to the ore washer. Yeah, so we can do this, right? We can output to ore washer, output to thermal centrifuge, rotate, rotate. Okay, I think that actually works. Now we're just gonna need a boatload of filters. Uh, so let's see. We're going to need, first, let's look at iron ore. Or iron. So we're going to need, probably to remove this temporarily. So this ore filter, uh, item does not match. What was it? We're gonna need ore star. Inserts. This is gonna be either. Okay. Yeah, so this should be any ore, right? Yep. 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 Okay, so that should handle any ore. However, good. It doesn't catch these. So, right, so only those kind of ore should be going in and out of that pipe to here. With that said, ooh, how do we get it to go to begin with? Because this, okay, that's a good question. Okay, let's grab you. If I do not do that, okay, there, let's just remove you. All right, there, conveyor module to there. We're going to use an ore filter here using ore star. And we're good. Okay, so we're going to want to import, right? So we import uh, all of this. Theoretically, I hope I'm doing this right. We do that. That goes into there. Let's give her a check. Nothing in there. I probably need an ore in order to try that. Nothing in there. I'll just grab something out of here. Why do I have so? Oh, right, never mind. Like, why do I? Nope, I remember. I'll just grab a copper ore. No steams in there at the moment, so not like we're gonna accidentally, do anything with it. Okay, we do that. We get it going to there. Good. That's what we want to see. So it should go into there, and then it should output to here. Now, here's the next thing. Uh, we're going to want to block here. Let's do this. Oop. And then we want this to be a blacklist of all crushed ore. So all crushed ore. Inserting or extracting. Oh, well, yeah, that's good. That's good. Actually, yeah. So let's say inserting, right? Yeah, yeah. So we don't want any inserting. It's fine to extract though, I think. Ooh, you know what? No. Let's be cautious. So that should theoretically crushed iron ore. Yep. Purified banded. Does not match that. Good. So that means it should go there, and then it should be forced into the ore washer, which then just gets automatically put into there. Why are you connected? Let's do that. There. Okay, so now you will go ahead and wash. Oh, right. Hmm. All right, so that's where things like the LV conveyors are going to come into play, right? And more ore dictionaries. But theoretically, we should just wash it, send everything that's not the normal dust to here, and then this should send the tiny dust back into here. Ooh. Hmm. Okay, so that's basically going to be an additional line that we're going to have to deal with. So we're probably going to need another LV conveyor module, and we're going to need another two, three probably, ore dictionaries. Let's get those built. That's going to be olivine or emerald and zinc. Zinc is not a problem. And there's the olivine. Yay. Whoop, that's a mixer. Where's my zinc? Okay. Do we have another LV conveyor module anywhere? Just by chance. We most certainly do not. All right. Well, would have been nice, but is to be expected. All right, so we're gonna need those. We'll need another 2 iron. Copper's totally fine. And then we're just gonna need a couple of tin cables that are not times two. Tin, tin, tin. Here we are. And then we have exactly enough rubber sheets for it. Yay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, we need to remove the polyethylene. There's that. I am definitely kind of just running out of room. Why do I always do this? That was a little odd. Uh, okay, so we have you. Let's throw out you for now. Just for a second, while we get some more ore dictionaries. That didn't actually free up any room. So let's do that. Woo! I really need to learn to manage my inventory a little bit better. Okay. We're also running a bit low on polyethylene, so definitely going to need to remember to make sure that's all working again, as I know I kind of derailed it. Oh, right. Need to grab these. Hopefully we only need the Surely we're only going to need the two LV conveyors, right? Like, there's nothing else that we should need besides those. You would think. We might end up needing another ore dictionary, though. I'm thinking now. Depends on how good the intelligence of the machines are, I suppose. Uh, what was it? Oh, right, another tin wire. That's what I needed. Easy enough. Especially now that I actually have a little bit of room. And here we go. There, 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 there. Yay! So, with this, hopefully, that will be all I need. I also really need to light up around here. You know what? I am terrified of creepers. Let's go ahead and do that. Even if it's just temporary. I do not want a creeper spawning in here and blowing everything up. Please, no. So, what I'm thinking is we're going to need two LV conveyors, both up there, right? To export everything. So we're going to export to these, who will then go down and connect in. Now, I'm sure there's probably a better way to do this, to be fair, but this also kind of looks really cool in my opinion, so I'm going to keep it like this. Now, I might change my mind later, to be fair, but all right, we're going to let's see. Actually, hold up. I can make this a little better, I think. I instead simply have the filter on this side, right? Filter extracts. This should only be purified. So crushed silver ore does not match. Purified silver ore does not match. Right? Crushed, purified star. All right. Normal crushed does not match. Purified. Why do you not match? Huh? Crushed, purified. What if we just do this? So it's only purified. There we go. That was weird. So, oop, so crushed does not match. Purified matches. All right. So that will export all of them to here, while the conveyor deals with everything else. Yeah. Theoretically. Anyway. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for, but whether or not that actually happens remains to be seen. Let's have these facing the same way, because why not? There. Whoop. Let me get in here. All right. Fine. Conveyor module to the top, or dictionary to the side. Conveyor just exports totally fine. Here, we now need to do centrifuge, right? So that does not match. Crushed banded does not match. Purified does not match. Centrifuged does not match. Uh, there we go. All right, that's just acting wacky. But there we go. That hopefully does that. So now we should insert. Let me get in back into here. Make sure it's inserting. You can go ahead and just enable auto outputs. And then there. Oh boy. I have no clue if this is going to work or not. Also, then how do I actually get power to y'all? Okay. That's a problem. That means I need to shift everything forward. Ah, not only do you need power, but that is. Mm. Okay, so we need to basically shift all of this forward. Oh, why? Why? Ah, all right. Let's do this. Go ahead. Just grab these. Also gonna need to shift these forward one. So casing to there, casing to there, input bus to there, output bus to there. Now we can do that, that, and conveyor module alongside you. Let me up. Okay. And forward dictionary to there. Okay. What was it for this? It was just or. Yes. We want to import, right? Yeah, because we want to import from here. Whereas here, we want to blacklist the same. There, but that's not. Okay. Then we can do this. Okay. Ah, well, it's a little quicker now that I kind of have an idea of what I'm doing, I suppose. Whoop. Or washing plants. Do that. Oh, so they always face that way? Interesting. Or dictionary to here. Filter insert. Yes. Ba, 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 ba. Purified. Crush does not. Purified does. Or does not. Centrifuge does not. What? Then here. Thermal centrifuge to here. Rotate. Conveyor. And then another or dictionary. Yes, exports. And then you are only going to do centrifuge. So no, 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 yes. Good. And then these can go into here. Now, I will admit I am a little disappointed that this has to stick out like this, but meh, it is what it is, I suppose. And I can probably make this a bit cleaner somehow. Like, yeah, like I could probably put the chest right there and then just have the pipes down at the bottom. And I will do that. Like, I'll rearrange this if, I end up needing the room. But as far as I'm concerned right now, I think I'm okay. Oh, right. That was the other thing is you actually have to be Uh, hold that thought. Let's go grab our new jetpack. Thank you for your services. You have been so much fun. Okay, drill, electric thruster jetpack. Oh yeah, that's going to last at least a little while. And I have a battery now. Actually, I'm going to leave the battery in here just because I am really running a little bit iffy slash low on inventory space. Ooh, this one definitely has a better thrust rate, which, fair, kind of to be expected. Gonna take a little bit of getting used to, though. All right, yeah, so this actually needs to be here because we have to access, this thing has to be able to access power and it has to be able to access some sort of water, right? Yeah, unfortunate. So we're gonna do that instead. Okay, and now we can have power run to the back. We'll have water go in from here, and I think we'll be good. Okay, well, this is going to be something. Um, yeah, not really sure what else to say. Hmm. So powering this place is going to be something of concern, but hmm, I guess it depends. How much? Oh, right. Yeah, how much did these take again? Centrifuge. Actually, no, let me just look at iron ore, right? So the iron ore, the byproducts, maceration, negligible in this case, ore wash is going to, let's see, right? There's all of those. Here, actually, let's just do this. Ore washer. We're getting, or we're using 16 EU a tick. Okay, so, oh, right, it was the centrifuge that used a lot, right? Purified, goes through thermal centrifuge. That's the kicker. So, two basic steam turbines could run this thing. How much are we going to be doing, though? That's the question. Now, actually running these through everything, not going to be too difficult, right? That's 4 EU at absolute most. So, yeah, that's negligible steam usage. Okay, yeah, so we could probably just stick two steam turbines there and then just run this thing completely off of steam. Now, I do, of course, want to get gas going in there at some point or another, but if we have the extra steam, I think it makes sense to probably just use that instead. Yep, and the even the tiny pipes should be able to run that without any kind of issue. So we can do steam turbine there. Okay, rotate them to be like that. And then we can let's have it go like this, I guess. We'll do that, and there we go. That should be those two powered. Now we just need to actually connect the aluminum fluid pipe, and we need to get water over here still. So, let's see, here's our water pipe line. We're gonna need a lot more wooden fluid pipes. A lot more. Do we have any more? Do we have anything else to make them? All right, we have plenty of wood planks, thankfully. But we don't actually have that many more wooden pipes. There's some small ones. Oh, wait. Here's some. There. All right, that actually might be enough. Just to get this thing started anyway. We're definitely going to want to change out all of these small ones, however. So this is treated, so let's go with treated for now. We're going to do that. Hey, we can actually go ahead and do this. Been wanting to do that just for a little bit better throughput on the for the boilers, because I really don't want those to blow up. That would really not be good. And then I guess we'll just continue like this. Okay, so I think I'm gonna want water inputs somewhere around here. Would make sense. I'm just gonna have water input be here, I think. At least for now. That could very well change. But for now, I think that'll be fine. Can do this. And I'm just gonna probably bring this up to here. No. Uh, to there. And bring it on around. Uh, bu- 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 Yeah, that'll be good for now. All right, ore washing plant now has water. Now we just need to connect the steam. That's going to be 2 aluminum pipes. Technically, I probably would want to do small aluminum pipes, but you know what? I think we'll be good. And there we go. So that is that. Okay. We just need you in there. Okay. And let's give it a test. Please, please, please work. Okay, so we go to the steam grinder first. That's good. Then we go to the conveyor to the ore washing plant. Okay. Little on the slower side. That's totally fine. We'll eventually get distilled water going over here. Oh, hold up. Where's the steam? Wait, why do we not have steam? You're not running. Why are you not running? Did wood tar get full again? Yes, it did. Ah, okay. So Clearly, wood tar is going to be a bit of an issue. We are constantly full of it. It's to the point I have half a mind to just void it. I hate to say it, but for now, let's just. We have some extra barrels. Let's throw those down and just try to drain some of the excess. The good news is we didn't run out of water, we ran out of charcoal. That we can deal with. Actually, on that note, we should be a-okay. Yeah, we're totally fine. Let's see. Yeah, so we ran out of power. Oh, no. Wait, nah, that's what I was afraid of. Ah. So that means we're gonna need one more ore filter because the LV. Oh, wait. I bet I know what it is. I didn't set it to extract. That's the issue. Ow. Okay, let me grab just half a stack of cal copyright. Let's see. Let's just use this to run some tests. After I fix the output issue, of course. Please tell me that's all it is. Yes, let's enable and enable. Okay, so we are getting steam. Very slowly, but we are getting steam. And we now have power again. You can just go ahead and do that, I guess. Ah, that was not the issue. Come on. Are you serious? All right, let's at least see if this works. That was not supposed to happen. This should have blocked it, right? The ore filter. Why did you not block it? Only as specified by its cover and its filter, right? You should only be importing and you should only be doing ore. As far as you're concerned, copper ore. That does not match. So why is it in here? Unless if it's this. Okay, let's do this. Let's blacklist uh centrifuged ore. Match? Yes. That's okay. So let's try this again. Is it the conveyors? I think it is. That makes sense. But I kind of hope it is. Because that would at least be pretty easy to solve. And yes, I do know that I'm wasting power here. We'll get this looking better eventually. Yep, that was it. All right, let's go get one more ore filter then. And hopefully that will be a complete ore setup. So I can just go and actually stick in all my ores and we should be good. Silver foil. Or dictionary filter. Yes, I had one. Like, all right, I thought maybe I had one. And hey, I did. So let's stick you on here. there. We want to remove purified ores. All right, now let's go ahead and just. Oh wait, we didn't get an output. Hold up. That's what I was afraid of. So we might need one more. Uh, so here's the question then. Dust. Obviously, something like energium dust is going to be copper dust? Dust copper. Okay. Yeah, so like, or byproducts, that's just going to be a dust copper. Here, that is a dust gold, dust tiny gold. Huh, that's interesting. We could actually probably use that then to filter into that. Eh, maybe, maybe. Well, I'll think about that later. Uh, what if, hmm, no, that doesn't work, does it? Hmm. Yeah, we need one more. Ah, thought I got out of it. Rip. All right. Oh, that's another olivine. That's a bit more zinc, but at least the things are cheap, so I can hardly complain. All right. So once we set up this one, that should be all of them because let's see. The No, I already put one on the zinc, so that shouldn't be an issue. Yeah. So let's just ooh, getting to it though. Or dictionary filter to there. No. How am I supposed to reach that? Uh, bu- 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 well, I have a little bit of stone. I think it's probably just time to try out my new drill. This is not an ideal place. Uh, okay, so let's make sure we get it right then. We, nope, we want to filter out any kind of dust. Now, what I'm concerned about is going to be things such as the resident redstone dust, right? Where is redstone dust? Okay, redstone, dust redstone. Okay, so it will work. So inserting blacklist all dusts, and hopefully that'll work. Well, yeah, I know that I can use the screwdriver, but it's one of those things I kind of just don't want to waste the durability on the screwdriver, which I mean is admittedly totally fine, actually, in no small part because I constantly use the shift click method instead of the screwdriver method. Though I really should start using this, given I don't use it for much else. All right. Well, let's give this another shot, shall we? Also, hi. All right. Let's see. So it did go to that. We didn't get the byproduct, or we didn't get any of the crushed, so that's good. Now let's just see if we get the output. No! Why did the pyrite go to there? All right. Yeah, I'm using the screwdriver here. Eh, except that I can't even reach the machine. Okay, so let's quickly remove you. Purified. Insert whitelist. Here, yeah, hold up. Dust tiny pyrite. How did, huh? So I guess then that the filters don't actually care about item auto output. Huh. Well, that's not good. Um, so maybe then I can swap the two. Let's see. The best thing to do here might be a second conveyor module, unfortunately. And yeah, we're just getting all of the purified here. Hmm. Well, that's a little disappointing to say the least, because that means we're going to need two more LV conveyor modules. Because if the ore washer is doing it, the thermal centrifuge is definitely going to do it. Uh, all right. So that's going to be another bit of you. Ooh, that's going to be basically all of the iron we have. Throw that in there, throw that in there. I almost wonder if MV conveyor modules wouldn't be more worthwhile at this point. All right, got those, that's, and then that's going to be one conveyor. It's going to be two conveyors and extra. Oh, plate mold. Yes, I have that with me. Let's also throw that one in there. All right, so all of those are going to need to be rubberized. Got the polyethylene. We have plenty of rubber at least. And we can go ahead and get these lathed. All right, there's a bit more tin wire. And we're gonna need, that's one motor, two motor, three motor, four motors. Hmm. Then it should just be the rubber sheets. Let's go ahead. Yeah, we can grab a couple of those. Kind of wish I could split that, but oh well. Psh, not think this through, as per usual. Oh no, that's going to be one too many. Ah, I haven't done that in a while. What am I doing? Alright, so that's enough for and that should be it. I hope. There, 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 and there. Then we can move those to there, those to there, and I can forget to grab these. Let's try that again. Going to there and there. Hey, 2LV covers. At least they're not too expensive. All right, let's get these things thrown on. Let's grab you. Take off you. Take off you. No, probably gonna need that actually. Conveyors. Conveyor to there. Conveyor. That I can't actually reach. Then conveyor to there. Ow. Okay, so here we want to export purified ores. Export whitelist. Here we want to export centrifuge ores. Okay. And hopefully that works. Let me turn off auto outputs, as that's going to be kind of pointless now. Throw these back on. And here we go. Throw those on there. Oh, stone dust. Dust stone. Why is that not being exported? Interesting. Well, we got something. Cal copyright dust. Okay, that is progress. Now, we're not getting any exports from here now. The question is why? Oh, I did the wrong cover. You should just be... You know what? Let's blacklist purified. Because really we want everything that's not purified coming out of there. And then it's impossible to tell on this. Well, at least we got that. So that's something. So purified copyright's going through. Right, let's send in another. Okay. So that's still all working fine at least, and it seems like that works. So it's just a matter of getting the ore washer to work. Please, please, please work. What? Okay, I actually have no clue if that worked or not. I think it did, though. Yes, it did. All right. Now that is what I like to see. And that gives us all of the copyright that we would need. That gives us all of the dusts, really, that we are ever going to need. Okay, so let's actually, speaking of which, let's get this pyrite going. Oop, EBF is what? Oh, right. You have to be iron bars, don't you? Easy enough fix, I suppose, but there. Let's get that going. Doing the pyrite. 4, 5, 6, 7. And there we go. Some steel. Cold, hard steel. All right. Well, now that we have unlimited power going to a completely automatic setup, I should just be able to dump in all my ores and we'll be good. Ah, this has been such a long time coming. I really need this. Now it's just going to be a matter of figuring out how to not let this thing overflow. Uh, that is a problem for later me, though. For now, let's just get that Cal copyright going. Okay. Well, we can go ahead, remove all of, not that. Wait, actually, yeah, we can remove this now, right? I mean, we don't need it anymore, after all. And yeah, the base is really starting to get cleaned up. Okay. I guess we also don't need this water anymore. So that's going to be a good chunk of... Yeah, we no longer need water for that. Now, we do still need water for over here, which kind of begs the question, how have I not used it? This thing isn't actually hooked up. Wait, hold on. How have I not used all of the water here? Okay, so clearly we still need water. Let's set this up a little bit better. Guess let's move the torch down 1. That's cable, not fluid pipes. And there. Just make sure that my autoclave doesn't run out of water. That's the only thing that needs... well, I guess the cutting machine also needs water. So yeah, probably good that I have all of that. And it goes out to that for whatever reason. Okay. Well, let's see. The only thing that this is now powering is going to be my battery buffer, which is a very good thing to power, to be fair. And it's going to be powering this. However, I'm pretty sure that the AE2 could be ran off of a lot less than an advanced generator here. So I'm thinking I'm going to be moving all of this to over there as well. At this point, it kind of feels like I'm just moving most everything over there, which isn't supposed to be the case. This is definitely going over there, though. That's probably going to be the next project, is moving my automation setup to over there. That's and this. Both of those are going to over there next. However, that's probably going to be a different stream because I've been on for a while. So yeah, thank you all so much for joining. Got a lot done. Definitely happy with how everything is starting to shape up. Uh, this is probably going to end up turning into just a warehouse at this point as the factory begins to expand, though this isn't actually set up properly, so I don't know what I was thinking when I made this, but yeah, thank you all so much for joining, and I'll see y'all in the next one. So, till then, take care, and see y'all.